Hi yogis, we are on day 21 of Go Love Yourself, and I've heard it said before that it takes 21 days to form new habits and patterns. So hopefully we've started to create some new space in the body and started to set up our posture and our breath a little bit differently, and maybe created some more self-love. We are going to start off on our backs today. Let's come into constructive rest. So in our constructive rest position, we have the knees bent and we've got the soles of the feet on the floor. And we'll just take a few moments, turn the palms to face upwards, close the eyes, tune into the breath, and just beginning to cultivate a little bit more awareness and a little bit more space through the lungs and the body, activating that relaxation response. And then let's draw both knees in towards the chest. We'll do a little rock from side to side here, feeling just a really gentle, nice release through the low back and into the hips. And then we'll lift the chest, lift the shoulders, and draw the knees towards the forehead. It doesn't matter if they touch. And then from here, we'll lengthen the legs out, reach the hands up overhead, keep the back in a low neutral position. Reach toes to fingers, let the hands rest, let the feet rest. And then we'll hug the knees in one more time, lift the shoulders, lift the head, squeeze it in, feel the core engage slightly. Keep that gentle core engagement, reach it out, stretch long, feel that nice opening through the whole front of the body and maybe a little bit of aliveness into each cell. Let's take the feet, extend them upwards towards the ceiling. Pull the toes back, push out through the heels. And then we'll reach the fingertips up, palms facing one another. Lift through the shoulders, lift through the head. And then bring the upper body down, wrapping the hands either on the backs of the thighs, onto the shins, or maybe even reaching towards the toes, so more of an opening into the backs of the legs. Notice if your chin is reaching upwards towards the ceiling. Let's see if we can lengthen out through the back of the neck. And then we'll take the feet wide here. So starting to open up through the inner legs, continue to push out through the heels and draw back through the toes. And then we're going to engage the low belly to hold the legs in place. We're going to take the hands, bring the palms together, lift through the upper body as we reach the hands forward. And then we'll lower back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Make it more about lifting through the heart than how high you lift the head. Bring it back down. Notice that nice curve to the low back. 1 more time, or reach it up or reach it forward. And then we'll take the hands to the backs of the thighs, draw the knees together, and we'll rock it up into a seated position. So from the seated position, let's take the feet wide. Keep the knees bent and walk the hands forward. So beginning to lengthen out through the back body. Slight lift through the heart. Hands can either stay on the mat here, or we're going to reach the hands to the outside of the feet. But the arms, wherever they're placed, are used to help kind of lengthen the spine and lift through the chest. Let's come all the way back up into upright seated. We're going to find that place on our sits bones that we can balance. And we're going to take our peace fingers around our big toes. Keep the feet moving away. We'll keep the knees bent for now. Let's straighten out through the left leg. Take it out towards the side. Keep lifted through the upper body. Draw that knee in, extending through the right leg, opening it up towards the side. Some outer rotation to that hip joint. Draw it back in. 1 more time each side. So bringing a little bit of humor to our practice if we're sort of wobbling or moving around is a great place to meet challenge. From here, begin to extend the legs out towards the side. Keep lifted through the chest, but if you need to keep a bend in the knees, go ahead and do so. And then we'll draw the feet together. We'll bend the knees just a little bit so that we can take the heels down towards the ground And then extending the legs long. So hands can be on shins or hands will be on toes. From here, we're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left foot, stretch the left fingertips back, turn towards the left side. Take that left hand, reach it up and overhead, and then we'll start to roll that left shoulder down. Come back so that you're facing right over top of the legs. Draw the toes back, lift through the chest. Keep that little bit of lift. We'll take the left hand to the outside of the right foot, stretch and reach the right hand up and back. Staying with the breath. Take that right hand, reach it up and overhead. And then rolling the shoulder down, lifting through the chest. Release the feet, slide the hands back. If you want, you can bend the knees, take the soles of the feet to the floor. Otherwise, just pushing into the heels, lifting through the hips, looking up as you open through the chest. Rock it all the way back down. And then we'll come onto our backs again. So coming into that same constructive rest position, knees bent, soles of the feet to the floor. We're going to take our feet close enough in towards our hips that we can touch the tops of the heels with the fingertips. From here, push into the feet, begin to lift the hips upwards towards the ceiling. And then exhale to lower all the way back down, seeing if you can bring one segment of the spine down at a time, even through the low back until eventually the hips touch down. And we'll do it again, pushing into the feet, lifting through the hips, lifting through the chest. Feet ground into the mat. We don't want to have our knees falling out towards the side, so imagine like you are gently squeezing a ball or a block in between the knees. Let's take it all the way back down. This time as we come up, we'll inhale, reach the hands up towards the ceiling and then up overhead. Exhale to come down. One more time, just like that. Inhale to lift it up. Find a length and strength. And then lowering down bit by bit. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Let's keep the right hand around the legs. Stretch the left arm long. Take the legs over towards the right side. Let that left shoulder be heavy down towards the ground. Turn to look over top of the left fingertips. Option to lengthen out that left leg, reaching the right hand towards the left foot, and then using that little bit of traction to kind of twist deeper. Let's bend that top leg if we've straightened it. Bring the legs back up through center. Readjust. And then letting lower body fall to the right. Turning the head to the right side. So sorry, legs left, head right. So just taking that nice deep stretch opposite direction. And then option to straighten out that top leg. Bending through the top leg. Feet come all the way back up. Leg or hands behind thighs. Rock it back up into a seated position. We'll come into a cross-leg seated position. Turn the palms to face upwards. And we'll just bring it into the neck. So right ear towards right shoulder. Roll it down. Bring it to the other side. One more time each direction. And then the head will come back up through center. We'll take the hands towards the heart. And we'll find some appreciation, some gratitude. And then perhaps sending that love, appreciation, and gratitude out to somebody that you know could use a little bit more of it today. Namaste, yogis. Sending you all lots of love, appreciation, and gratitude.